नमस्कार। RCI के नवशिखर चैनल में मैं आप सबका स्वागत करती हूँ। जैसे कि हम जानते हैं कि एक्टिविटीज़ ऑफ डेली लिविंग, हमारी डेली लिविंग की जो एक्टिविटीज़ हैं वो किस प्रकार से हमें लैंग्वेज लर्निंग में बहुत मदद करती हैं। सामान्य बच्चों में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है भाषा सीखने के लिए ये डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज़। इसी प्रकार से ये एक्टिविटीज़ विकलांग बच्चों के लिए, पर्सन्स विद डिसेबिलिटी के लिए भी बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है। और यही आज हमारा टॉपिक है चर्चा के लिए। आज हमारा चर्चा का विषय है एक्टिविटीज़ ऑफ डेली लिविंग, और इस विषय पर चर्चा करने के लिए आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं मिस्टर जेसी गुप्ता। मिस्टर जेसी गुप्ता अली अकबर जंग नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर हियरिंग हैंडीकैप के असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर हैं, और ये हियरिंग इम्पेयर्ड की फील्ड में 1972 से काम कर रहे हैं। अली अकबर जंग नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर हियरिंग हैंडीकैप में 1985 से ये काम कर रहे हैं, और इस समय ये नॉर्दर्न रीजनल सेंटर में न्यू दिल्ली में असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर के पद पे हैं। सर, मैं आपका स्वागत करती हूँ।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
तो आइए आज चर्चा शुरू करते हैं और देखते हैं कि किस प्रकार से डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज़ हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं और किस प्रकार से इन एक्टिविटीज़ से हम बच्चों को भाषा का ज्ञान दे सकते हैं। आइए शुरू करते हैं।
Okay, thank you very much, Sonia ji. At the outset, I would like to extend my thanks to my director, Mr. R. Rangasai, and the Rehabilitation Council of India for providing me an opportunity to be here and share my thoughts with respect to activities of daily living. Before we go to the main topic, we should keep in mind 2-3 things. One is that the language is earned behavior. Every individual has to earn language for himself. One cannot get as a property from the ancestors. So that is one. And second is that how a child with normal hearing learns language. Now, our 5 senses play a very important role in learning of language. The information received from these 5 senses is associated, assimilated in our brain, and we learn, we see a thing and we listen the name and we associate the two things and we learn language. The children with normal hearing automatically learn language because they keep on getting the information from this all 5 senses, and by association they learn language, and in turn they learn to speak. Now the children with hearing impairment have a problem. Because of lack of hearing, the auditory signal, they see a thing but they are not able to listen the associated auditory signals, and they fail to learn language. In cases the language is retarded, in most cases the language is retarded, and the retardation depends upon the degree of hearing loss, the onset of hearing loss. Means when one got the hearing loss, was it he acquired afterwards or was it from the birth, and then degree of hearing loss, the severity of hearing loss. So the delay depends upon the severity and onset of hearing loss. Now today we are here to discuss that how activities of daily living will help children with hearing impairment to learn language as their peer counterparts. Now, before we go into the daily living activities, let's find what an activity is. So, the state of being active. Now, while we talk of activities, somebody has to be actively participating in that. Somebody has to be moving around. Somebody has to be doing something. Then a specific pursuit in which a person takes part. Or an activity can be a specific activity where a person or a number of persons are taking part together. Now, when it comes to educational process, the procedure intend to stimulate learning through actual experience. Now, by education, I mean here that how a child in the home environment will learn language, learn to talk, learn to listen, and then utilizes it in his education. Now, the activities of daily living are different tasks of everyday life. They include self-care skills like dressing, eating, brushing, going to bathroom, things like that. Then there are home care skills like cooking and cleaning. Then layer skills are there, using a phone, transportation, playing cards, and so many other things like that. Then some of the ALDs are common to everyone, such as eating. Others are more unique to eating, playing, and some are more unique to persons with disabilities. Like for a person with hearing impairment, wearing a hearing aid, maintaining a hearing aid, taking care of the hearing aid is very, very important. A person with orthopedic disability, having a mobility problem, he might have to use his prosthetic leg, the artificial limbs he might have to use. So the activities of daily living are different for different persons. Now the basic daily living activities are self-care tasks, like the ability to bathe. Now the children start taking their bath by the time they are 2.5 to 3 years. Similarly, dress and undress. Most children, when they are above the age of 3 years, would like to choose their dresses themselves, wear them themselves, their own way, and eat and drink. They are very selective in eating and drinking. I want to eat this. I don't want to eat this. I want to drink this. I'll take a Coke. I won't take the orange one. I'll take a lime juice or something like that. I won't take milk. I will take tea. And use of toilet. The toilet training is also makes a part of the daily living. Then there are certain daily living activities of daily living wherein we use instruments, we work with things, and they are very, very necessary for independent living. If we are not being able to use things which are available in the house, for everything we will have to be dependent on others. So I'll name some of the activities in which we use instruments, something like brushing teeth. If a child has not been able to hold the brush properly, he'll not be able to brush his tooth. Combing, then cleaning, playing, studying, sharing, then managing communication aids, light housework, making a bed, preparing dining table, taking medications, shopping for things of daily use, bringing a bread from the market, bringing butter from the market, buying toffees for oneself, and using a telephone. Then why these daily living activities are important for persons with hearing impairment or persons with normal hearing? If a person is able to do these various tasks independently or efficiently, it can affect development of normal language. Now what does this sentence means? If I am not being able to perform the activities of daily living myself, so that language and speech stimulation will be lacking, and that is going to affect my independent living. I will not be able to independently live and do things effectively. It can affect the normal language and development of a person. Now, once a person does not have a normal language and development, he is socially cut off. He cannot mix up with other people. He cannot play with children of his age. And then personal privacy is also lost, and the role of individuals, those who are looking after, increases, like the friends, the family members, and persons like that.
So I have a question here.
Oh, yes,
If, for example, the activities you've just told, like basic activities are there and some instrumental activities are there. If a person is not able to do that activity at a particular age, do we say he has language problem, he is lacking somewhere in language? Would that mean this?
Like which the language, as the parents, a child is performing an activity, like means we take the child for brushing.
Yes.
The mother says, please take out the brush, take out the paste, open the paste, put it on the brush, do it up and down this way. So we are giving a lot of language like this.
Okay.
And if the mother has to do herself, so later in my discussion I'll be discussing, like if the child has not been able to perform the daily activities, how mother she will put, now she'll say, she'll play a dual role. She'll say that I'm taking out your brush, I'm putting paste on this, now open your mouth, I'll do this like this, and she may make the child hold the brush, and holding his hand can do like this.
Okay.
So that way it's not like means even if the child has not been able to perform the activities himself, the caregiver or the parents or the family members can help child perform the activities and provide the language and speech stimulation.
Okay.
I think I have answered your
Yes,
question.
yes.
Anything else you would like to ask?
No, that's it.
And
I hope, yes.
here in between, I'll request, like means the audience who are listening to this or watching this telecast all over the India, please feel free to ask questions in between, at Sonia ji has done just now. So it's not that you are allowed to ask the questions at the end of the presentation or at the end of the program once I finish it, and then we say any more questions. So that is a question session, but in between, if you have got any doubt, please feel free to ask.
Yes, this appeal from me also. If you want to ask your questions anytime, you can ask questions. We have an expert from Ali Akbar Jang National Institute for Hearing Handicap, and he is dealing with the children with hearing impairment since so many years. So I'm sure he'll be able to answer your questions. You can ask your questions at 26511 or 26511 You can also fax us your questions at 26511 So till now he's told you what is an activity and what are the basic daily living activities, and some of the instrumental daily living activities he is told. So there are some basic daily living activities and instrumental, and he's just told what is the importance of these daily living activities. Let's move further. Let's see what he has next.
Now, after discussing the language activities of daily living, now we'll talk basic daily living activities. Now we'll discuss how the activities of daily living can enhance language in children, can stimulate children to learn language. The language activities of daily living offer detailed explanatory environment in which children and adults learn about the objects, activities encountered in daily routine. This series builds functional language skills and increases independence. Now, whatever activities we have discussed in our previous slides, all these activities provide ample opportunities for the caregivers, parents of the children with hearing impairment, I'll stress here, to provide stimulation for the language. Like means, if a child sees an object and repeatedly listens his name, he will learn the name of that the objects have name. Similarly, how do we learn? Now, to begin with, we start every time a child feels hungry, the mother has to bring milk, and she'll be saying so many things. Are you hungry? Okay, I'll go and I'll get you a milk. I'll get you milk, and she'll, okay, come on, we'll go to the kitchen, bring the milk. She'll take the child to the kitchen. We'll open the fridge, and by the time the mother starts feeding the child, she'll be continuously doing the running commentary of things she is doing. So similarly, if we are working with children with hearing impairment, during the act of daily living activities, and if we keep on doing the running commentary, what we are doing or what the child is doing, so the child is going to get to learn the routine things and the functional language attached to those particular activities.
Sir, if you could explain our viewers what functional language means.
Functional language is that which we do use in our daily life. Like means, mummy, please give me this, please give me this, I want this, I want to go there. This is functional language. Where is Papa? Where is Mummy? What are you doing? So the answer to these simple questions and functional language to fulfill one's need, and answer simple questions, do simple activities in the house.
So whether the child understands or not, the suggestion is that we should always keep on talking to the child regarding the daily.
Well, Sonia, you have asked a very good question.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how many of us have seen, like means every one of us seen a mother talking to a 6 months old child. And despite the fact what the child is understanding, the mother keeps on talking. And by the time the child is 1 year old, the first word comes. And by the time the child is 1.5 years, he starts using 2 words. So a child with normal hearing takes nearly 1.5 years to come to 2-word stage. And during that period, how much of language stimulation, how much of language he has heard from all caregivers, all family members in the environment. He has listened to the environmental sounds, he has listened to the parents, he has listened to the friends, to the siblings, to the relatives coming inside. While we go out functions, meeting people, talking to them, everybody talks to him, he doesn't respond. And the response from the child is either by a smile or eye contact or making some sounds. But still, we know that the child is not understanding what I am talking. A 6-month-old child, as I gave the example of that milk, child will not understand fridge. Child not still will put on the stove, will put the milk is too hot, and will mix sugar. But still the the mother keeps on talking to him. And that keeps on building the receptive language in the brain of the child. So I think the question is answered.
I think you also got this point very clear, whether the child understands or not. अगर बच्चे को समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं, this is always, it should always be kept in mind that we should always be giving some kind of language stimulation to the child. As he was saying, हमारे घरों में भी mothers, they keep talking to the child. हर समय बच्चे के साथ वो बात करती रहती हैं, चाहे वो बच्चा समझता है या नहीं, at least वो respond करता है through smile और eye contact. So बच्चे की रिसेप्टिव लैंग्वेज हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं उस पीरियड में, और 1 साल का जब बच्चा हो जाता है तब जाके वो एक अपना पहला वर्ड बोलता है, और 1.5 साल के बच्चे को 2 वर्ड में बात करना वो शुरू करता है. बट उस समय तक उसकी रिसेप्टिव लैंग्वेज बहुत अच्छी हो जाती है, क्योंकि हम उसे बहुत सारी लैंग्वेज स्टिमुलेशन देते रहते हैं उस पीरियड तक. ओके,
नाउ वी विल डिस्कस द language activities of daily living, my house. Now, activities of daily living is talking instructions to help children with severe communication to understand and express language connected to daily routines. Now, I'll restrict myself for daily living activities to the house. And in the house, what we do, as we have been discussing earlier also, we expose the child, we bombard the child with language about the activities, about the things the child is doing, about the things we are doing. Say the mother is laying the table, or the mother she's preparing for cooking food. That is a daily living activity. Then she'll say, okay, we'll go to the fridge, we'll bring that vegetable. Now I'll peel it, we'll wash it, we'll cut it. Then she takes the child to the kitchen and see, I'll do this. So she keeps on bombarding the language, or she keeps on presenting the language for the activities she is doing. So the child is getting language for the routine activities. Now 4 different activities are designed to increase understanding of object names and their functions. Each activity can be carried out in different situations. It can be done in the kitchen, it can be done in the bathroom while we are taking the child to the bathroom. We are going to the bed, in the bedroom or in the living room.
So कहीं पे भी wherever we are doing something, we can just talk about that particular activity and we can provide stimulation of language to the child.
Right from morning till the child goes to bed.
Yes.
I'll say, if I can, if you want me to fix the time, say right from 6 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. in the night, you have got ample opportunities. A small child, a 1-year-old child or 1.5-year-old child is sleeping, and now it's time for him to wake up. The mother will go, oh my dear, get up, it's 6:30 a.m. you are still sleeping. See, Papa has got ready to go to office, he has already gone for walk. And she'll keep on talking, come on, I have brought your milk, have your milk, I have done this, you have to go to the toilet, you have to do this, you have to do this. So right from there, then she comes, she takes her to the bathroom and keeps on talking and talking and talking. Then she takes him for bathing, there also she is talking. Then she takes him for the breakfast, there she is talking. She'll take her to the child to the cupboard. What dress would you like to wear? And today we'll wear the green one or the red one or the spotted one or the striped one or the checked one. So we are, during the daily living activities, as I earlier said, we are bombarding the child with language. Language in the form of names of objects, names of things, verbs, adjectives,
The functions.
the functional language, the functions, their functions, what they do. So we'll discuss the daily living activities one by one. Now, what are the objects and things a child can discover in a living room? Now, living room, we say the drawing room or the main hall room, where we generally all of us will go and sit. So we have a small cabinet, some books are kept there. You have got a clock, coat rack, people come and hang their coats, coffee table, sofa, lamp, light switch, newspaper, painting, plants, rocking chair, stereo, television, curtains. So we have got ample opportunities for the parents have got ample opportunities to provide language stimulation to the child. Pointing towards the clock, she can say, oh, it's 5 o'clock, father will be coming. I have to prepare the snacks for him or the tea for him. We should be ready, he'll be here any moment. Similarly, plant, come on, we'll water the plants, they are too dry, or we'll put them outside, we'll clean them. She can talk enough thing. Oh my God, it's too dark inside, no fresh air is coming. Come on, let's pull the curtains on, pull the curtains off. So, what you are watching? You are watching television. What program? There is a very good program for you on that channel. Come on, let's change the channel. Do you know how we change the channel? Press this button, and she'll be. We can guide the child to operate the TV on his own, and we are providing the language too. Similarly, in the bathroom, what are the main activities or main objects in the bathroom? We can talk about those, like with bathtub, comb, hair dryer, hairbrush, mirror, shampoo, soap, sink, tap, mug, bucket, toilet paper, toothbrush, toothpaste, towel, washed clothes, waste paper basket, windows, etc. Now you will be wondering why Mr. Gupta has given all these words. We know these words. These are the things in the bathroom. Now these words are there. Now if you look at a child with normal hearing, the mother taking the child to the bathroom, what does she do? She'll say, look, your hands are too dirty, your clothes are too dirty. Look at your face. She'll show the mirror. What you are doing? Come on, we'll go to the bathroom. I'll give you a bath. Put off your clothes. She'll unbutton the shirt and help the child to unbutton the shirt. And then she'll go there. Oh, the water is very cold. I have put on the geyser already. She'll be pointing to the geyser and saying, I put on the geyser already. See, the green light is there, the water is perfectly hot. We'll open the tap. She'll put the water, then she'll put the hand in the water and say, see how the water is hot, we'll mix some cold water. Then, okay, I'll pour water on your head. She'll be pouring the water on her head, and she'll, like this, whatever activity she's doing in there, she will be doing a running commentary. Even a child giving a bath to a 1-year-old child. Now I'll put soap on your face, close your eyes, it will hurt you, my dear. And the child may or may not understand. She'll say, close your eyes. So the same way we can keep on talking to the child while giving bath, before giving bath and after giving bath. Okay, we'll get the towel. I'll just mop your body. I'll dry your body with the towel. The towel is good, it's soft. And that way we are giving the adjectives also. Soft, big, small. Look in the mirror. Like this, whatever objects are there, the mother or the person who is taking the child to the bathroom can expose the child to all those words, and whilst repeatedly doing it, the child will get to learn those words, and the day will come when he will say, Mama, come, take me to the bathroom, I want to have a bath. Then bedroom. Actually, most parents, those who come to our clinic, our institute, and after testing we provide them hearing aids, they have a very peculiar and simple question. सर ये मशीन इसको कितना देर लगाना है? The machine here what machine means is hearing aid. How long we have to put this hearing aid on? Then I tell them, we don't switch off our ears. Our ears are open all the time. Even if we are sleeping, we don't switch off the ears or close the ears. The ears are not closed. So I say, if possible, let the child wear hearing aids all the 24 hours. Then the parents will bounce back. Oh, sir, रात में सोते वक्त इसको लग सकता है. He can get hurt with the hearing aids. Okay. And sir, the expenses of the battery will be also very high, because if we are using the hearing aid all the 24 hours, it will be consuming battery and the price will go high. Then I say that make the child wear hearing aids before he gets up, and take up the hearing aids when he has gone to sleep. I said, what is the use of this? जगाने से पहले क्यों लगाएं और सोने के बाद में क्यों उतारें? Then I said, this bedroom activities will come into. Most of my children with hearing impairment misses bedside stories. Most of my children with hearing impairment miss lullabies. और रात को जो हमारी माँ कहानियाँ सुनाती है या जो लोरी हमको सुनाती है, जब वो हमारी मशीन निकल गई तो वो तो हम सुनते नहीं हैं. तो वो चीजें. And the other thing is, the child will, like means we are bringing the child to the bedroom after putting up the hearing aid and putting it safely in the cupboard, and we are talking, he is not listening anything. And once he is not listening, he will not get to learn that this is a bed sheet, this is pillow, this is bed, this is fan, this is AC or what. So if we make it a habit that we have to put off the hearing aid only once the child has gone to bed, so we get to talk to him a lot of things in the bedroom, like glasses, hangers, key, lamp, light switch, mirror, night dress, pictures, pillows, shirt, shoes, etc. Next comes the dining room. You must be surprised. I don't know what Mr. Gupta is talking about all this. We know all these things are there in the dining room. Every day we go and sit on the dining table and eat and go. The child also come and sits and goes. The mother every day prepares the dining table. Now, the language activities for daily living, we can involve the child in preparing the dining table in the bedroom. Oh my God, I forgot 2 spoons, go get 2 spoons. To begin with, we can say, go get 2 spoons, if he is not able to understand. And over a period of time, while we keep on repeating these things, get some water, we'll set the dining table right, it's time for dinner. Can you know what we have cooked? We can talk about the dishes. We have potatoes, we have got this, we have got this, we have got this vegetable. Today I have prepared brinjals, I have prepared curry, I have prepared this dal. So the child has to get, because you are uncomfortable with chilies, so I put less chilies in your vegetable, in your dish. Do you know what sweet dish we have prepared today? So the mother can talk, or the all family members can sit on the dining table in the dining room and can talk about objects, the dishes and the things in the dining room.
So if we talk about normal hearing children, it sounds very easy. Yes, they do learn. But for hearing impaired children, is it that easy that we keep talking and they understand it this easily?
Again, she keeps on interrupting and asking good questions. And thank you very much for the interruption and the question. As I said in the beginning, that we have got these 5 things with us: the ears, the eyes, the skin, the taste and the olfactory section. And we keep on receiving information from all this, and association in the brain makes us learn language. Okay, you have been seeing all these slides. Can you repeat 1 or 2? Even I can't. To repeat that, I need repetition. And how many repetitions? I don't know. I can say that after reading it 10 times, I will be able to repeat the same things. Or I will be saying, like I think if the present slide of dining room, it was there on the screen a few minutes back, now it's not there, and if somebody says that, Mr. Gupta, please say the words in order, you have written this, please say the words in the order they are written on the slide. So I'll have to repeat and repeat and repeat. So the normal hearing children, they automatically, by repeated interventions, by repeatedly hearing things, understand that. For children with hearing impairment, we have to make them listen, make them listen, make them listen. And that too time and again, as many times as possible. Like means every time, are you listening what I'm saying?
Yes.
Are you listening what I'm saying? The mother has to listen what I'm saying. So once we keep on telling the child like that, the child may take little longer than the normal hearing child, but he will learn language.
Okay.
Agree?
Yes.
Thank you. Any more questions?
And no, the time you mean to say that more efforts we need to put for a hearing
No,
impaired
we are
child?
not.
More
we are
number
not,
of repetitions? No.
No, repetitions are there. Like means we can contrive.
Okay.
We go to the dining room on a particular time, but when we are in the dining room, we have to talk. It's not that it's the time for the afternoon sleep and we say, okay, come on, we'll play. We'll go to the dining room and play, and we start talking of things in the dining room. So what I mean to say, daily living activities provide you opportunities to repeat, to provide repetitive language input to the child.
You mean to say every day we go to the dining room, every day we talk the same thing,
Same
and
things.
the
Yes,
child will
yes,
definitely learn.
That's what we do
after
with the normal
repetitions. Yes.
children. That's what we do with the normal children. Anytime and every time we go to the dining room, we talk about things in the dining room.
And it's same.
Like
with
the
hearing impaired.
child is going to sit in your chair, that's not your chair. Sit in your chair, that's Papa's chair, that's sister's chair. So that way we are teaching him we are introducing, or we are giving him something. Okay. So the mother has to work in the kitchen, and if we can take the child in the kitchen and talk about things of daily living, like means every time the child has to go, the mother has to go into the kitchen, maybe for breakfast, maybe for other things like making tea, making breakfast, making lunch, making dinner, making evening tea. And we can talk about things like the things which we keep in the kitchen are there on your screen. You can just go through, like means broom, cabinet, can opener, or bottle opener, you can say, chair, clock, cold dishwasher, hot dishwasher, freezer, garbage pail, oven. pot holders, refrigerator, sink, stove, table, telephone, gas stove, gas cylinder, and so on. Like means I have given few names. Like means if start listing all the things in the kitchen, it will be a very big list and it will take a long time reading the list, and then interaction will go. What really I mean to say by activities of daily living in the kitchen. So if the child is with you in the kitchen, you need not drag him. Come on, it's time for your milk. I'll get you milk. Come with me. Open the fridge. Open the refrigerator. Find out where is the milk. Oh, the milk is kept here. Come on, I'll pour it in the glass. So the child is listening the word pour and the sound of pouring. How does the milk sound while it's being poured from the mug, from the jug into the glass? Then, okay, come on, it's very cold. You don't drink that cold milk. We'll light the gas stove. Where's the gas lighter? So the mother naturally doing all these activities, talking about the objects and providing language stimulation to the child. I know Sonia has got something in his mind. She's going to ask me a question. Sir, every time the child has to look at you. Was that question was in your mind or not? So, and a lot of parents sitting around must be thinking, Mr. Gupta is saying that you have to talk and talk and talk to your child. But now the child is not looking at me. But my teacher in the school told me, whenever you have to talk to the child, sit face to face. Right. The child is wearing hearing aid, and I think everybody very well knows what a hearing aid does. The microphone of the hearing aid picks up the sounds, amplifies it, and sends it in the ear. So why the child should look at your face? And if he is looking at your face, don't say, look that side. So what I mean to say that the environment has to be as natural and normal as possible. Because the moment child learns that you are teaching him something or you are trying to teach him something, he'll not come with you. He'll go away. So try to make the environment natural and normal, and talk to the child normally. Don't do exaggerations. Don't do mouthing. See, the milk is there. I'll take out the milk. You have to be in normal. As you talk to other people, talk to the child that way only.
So there are some practitioners I've seen, they cover their mouth when they're talking to especially hearing impaired child. So I think that we shall suggest them that they shouldn't be doing this and should be more natural, and how we talk to any other normal child.
Actually, it's a difficult thing to comment, because everybody has got his own ways of doing things. Now, we as normal human beings, when we are talking to a person, we don't cover our mouth and talk. We are face to face. If, like, you are sitting just beside me and I am talking to you, I don't, either I look at you or I am looking straight and talking to you, but I don't cover my mouth and talk to you. So, like me, if some people are doing it, they are doing a wrong thing, because ultimately the child has to go into the society, and there everybody will not cover his mouth and talk. One. Second thing is that we use a special tone while talking to the child with hearing impairment. Ultimately, the child is going to be integrated into the society, and in the society, the child is, everyone talking to him will not talk in the same tone as we caregiver or the parents do it, or the therapist does.
Even sometimes the vocabulary they use, they simplify the sentences and use. So I think that is also something.
No. Actually, while we talk to our children with normal hearing, and the concepts of the things they don't understand, we make them simpler by dramatization, by demonstration, by showing them the real object. So if we are doing with children with hearing impairment, I think there's no harm. Because the ultimate aim is, the ultimate goal is that the child should be able to understand what I am talking to him or her. What I am talking to the child should get it.
Okay.
But keeping your hand and talking to the child, I don't know, if I do it with the therapist who is doing this, how would he like it? Now, the persons who are using, keeping their mouth like this and talking to the child, I don't know if they have got a problem of teeth or breath or what. So maybe.
So a good suggestion to you all people who are watching and who've been giving therapy for hearing impaired children, that do not cover your mouth when you're talking to a hearing impaired child or you're giving therapy to a hearing impaired child. It should be as natural as possible. And how you're teaching a normal, how you teach a normal child, similarly you have to teach a hearing impaired child also, with no exaggeration and no mouthing, no lip movements. It should be as natural as possible, as Mr. Gupta just said, and you need not tell the child that don't look at me or look at me, nothing like that. Wherever the child is, because he is wearing a hearing aid, he will be able to hear the sound. So there is no use making the child look at your face or telling him not to look at you. So this is one suggestion to you all by Mr. Gupta.
I don't know whether it's the right time to give this example. I had a child in the clinic, and his mother came with a complaint that the child has got a reading problem. How? When we give the book like this, putting straight like this, the child is not able to read, and we turn it around, he reads it perfectly. I said, just show me. So the mother wrote the word mango, showed the child, he was not able to read it, and she put it around, and the child read it. So the mother said, sir, what is it? Why he is not able to read the book the right way we do it? I asked the mother, you are teaching your child at home? Yes. How do you teach him? Well, I make the child sit in front of me. I write here and the child reads it. So the child has been practicing reading the other way around. You make the child sit beside you, write and make him read. He will read the way we read. So maybe with the another concept coming in, the auditory verbal therapy. Earlier people used to say it unisensory approach. Now they say they have named it as auditory verbal therapy. Therein they suggest that make the child sit beside you and talk to him, so that he develops more and more listening habit. We as normal hearing people prefer to see the face of the speaker. Now, I'll give you a very simple examination. They have been very kind enough to show me time and again on the TV. The slides are lesser time and my face is there more times. What happens if the slide is there or it's a blank screen and I'm talking to you? How will you feel about that? Just think and assimilate with what I'm talking, what I'm trying to say it here. Like this, most of the time we try to watch the face of the speaker, but all the time it's not possible. You are sitting in a conference, a person sitting beside you, you will not look like this, watching his face. You will be seeing straight. So similarly in classrooms, the teacher is facing the students, but if some student sitting at the back is talking, I won't get up, look at his face and do. I'll be watching center and look, listen. Similarly in the house, the child is playing in the room, the mother calls, the child comes. So what I'm trying to say here is that by talking naturally and normally to the child, we are trying to develop language as well as listening skills, means understanding through listening only. Okay, if the child is watching my face, I'll not say don't watch my face. Let him do that also if he's getting more cues out of that. So I think we can go to the next. Any
Yes.
questions?
I have one more question.
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry. Actually, you're talking about talking to the child every time. Like mother is in kitchen, talk to the child. Mother is in bedroom, talk to the child. Mother is in bathroom, talk to the child. But nowadays, if we see, most of the parents are working. Like both father and mother are working. And how can we expect a mother to spend so much time and give so much stimulation to the child? And what happens to such children? Do they learn language or they don't?
I
Or
think-
what happens?
Okay, thank you, Sonia ji, asking for this question. I don't know whether you listen to me. Most of the time I said caregivers,
Okay.
parents,
So it can be
family
anybody.
members.
Okay.
I think I've already answered your question during my talk. I have never said parents alone. I have been talking caregivers. Caregivers include anybody who is concerned for the welfare of the child. It may be a maid, and she can be trained, she can be oriented what to do, the family members and the parents. But here is a nice question. Once the parents are back, they must spend most of their time with the child. They must spend most of their time with the child, talking to the child. Okay.
So maids, like for our special education, they are counseling parents. So I think where parents are working, they should call maids also and the counsel and orient them also regarding what should be done, what kind of training should be done at home.
Not necessarily. No, you have counseled the parents. Parents in turn can counsel the maid, because maid might not have that much of time to come with the parents and waste the entire day.
Okay.
So the parents are well-wisher of their child, and what has been told to them, they can in turn pass it on to the maid or the family members. Like just now, after some time you will say, sir, if the maid is not there, the family members are, the entire family should be called to the clinic.
Okay.
So anybody, either it is a caregiver or parents or family members, the one who accompanies the child to the clinic, they are being counseled as to what you have to do with the child back home, and that can be shared. It should not be kept with one person only. And I'll say it should not be not within the family or the caregiver also. It should be shared in the peer group too. It should be shared with the neighbors too. It should be shared with any of the relatives coming to your house, with him also,
Whomever the child comes in contact
and in
with.
contact with.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody need not come to the clinic that way. Thank you. Any more questions?
That's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now you have been through, and it's a human nature. What we do, we try to examine and know the results there and then. Because my wife cooks every day in the house, and while cooking, she'll just take a spoon and put in her mouth. And every time she'll do that. Why? Because she wants to be certain whether whatever I'm cooking is fine or not, it's worth eating or not. And similarly, I have been asking for last maybe 45 minutes and an hour, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And you will be wondering, Mr. Gupta has not given us anything. That what we have talked, what the child has learned, how will we know it? So we'll go to that. The language activities of daily living, now identifying names. Choose an object, what is it? The object can either be in any of the places. It can be in the kitchen, it can be in the bathroom, it can be in the dining room, it can be in the living room, wherever. Wherever you go, you can choose a job, pick up an object, ask what is it. And I'm sure the type of input you have given, or if you have not, you will be giving after this, will help your child to name that object. Like a normal mother playing with his child says, ये बाबा की कार है, बाबा की कार तेज चलती है, बाबा की कार लाल है, बाबा की कार में 4 पहिए हैं, बाबा की कार में वो अंदर स्टीयरिंग भी लगा हुआ है, बाबा की कार में ये भी है, बाबा की कार में, she'll keep on saying बाबा की कार, ये क्या है? So the normal mother also examines, also tests कि भाई मैंने I have taken so much of time telling car, let me know whether he knows the word car or not. So similarly, what activities I am giving you here is that choose an object and ask what is it. Like means if we are in dining room, the child has come into the dining room with a ball. What are you holding? What is this? You can ask the child. The child will say it's a ball, or can give you one word answer. He may simply say ball. Then you can say yes, this is a ball. Because ultimately we have to learn the child that he has to talk in sentences. He has to not to talk in words only, and can ask about various subjects like this. Now, function and descriptions. We all know that objects, they have names, they can act and we can act on them. So we describe a function of an object and ask the child. I remember when I was in 3rd or 4th class, the one who comes and gives you milk, what do you call him? The one who comes and delivers your letters, the one who gives you injections and medicines. So my mother used to say this, and I have to say milkman, postman, and doctor. So what I am doing, earlier to that, she has talked and talked to me about the objects, about the persons. Now she wants to examine, she wants to know whether I have known those people or not. So she describes the function. The one who comes and gives us milk, what is he? Who is he? Simply I'll say milkman or doodh wala. So similarly, what I'm saying here is that select an item and say what the object does, give a description. If you can use a toothbrush, what do you use to clean your teeth? The child may say toothbrush, he may pick the toothbrush, he may go and pick the toothbrush. So means he has learned that word, learned that object. And if you say that after talking so much, the child has not been able to say that word, it will take some more time. As I told you, a normal hearing child takes more than a year to say his first word. So give your child time to learn language. Once he has words, once he has language, he is going to talk. And he will talk only, we talk only when the need arises. So create the need to talk and he will talk surely. Ask him to find item based or is function based. Where do you take your bath? आप कहाँ नहाते हो? He'll not say in the kitchen, going to say bathroom, or he'll take to you the bathroom. Now, I have discussed, no questions are coming. I think, I don't know.
I think
every time Sonia asks questions. Okay.
I think it's very simple and they are understanding hopefully.
Now, we are finished with the language activities as to how we can stimulate, how can we develop language in our children with the help of daily living activities. And before finishing it, I said, make the child sit beside you, let him listen, try to develop listening skills. Now we'll be discussing how we can develop listening skills in our children through activities of daily living. Now, daily living activities provide a lot of opportunities for the development of listening skills. Now you must be wondering, Mr. Gupta just now was talking about development of language, now he says development of listening skills. How is it possible? So we'll say, how is it possible? Now, there are two things. One is hearing and another is listening. You'll say they are synonyms. To some extent they are synonyms, but not exactly. Somebody asked me, Mr. Gupta, you are hearing me? Yes, I am hearing, but I don't understand what you are saying. And the other day, somebody said, Mr. Gupta, you have listened? I said, yes. Means I have followed all the instructions, all the things what he has said. So hearing is simply hearing, listening includes a number of steps. The first step is awareness. The sound is there or not. Somebody, like this is the process of listening in all human beings. Either they are normal or persons with hearing loss or hearing impairment. They will follow the same protocol. First of all, we get aware of the sound, whether the sound is there or not. And then we discriminate. Then we identify. Then we comprehend. And it is true for speech sounds also. Now, there are some prerequisites. If you want your children to learn to listen, you should bear in mind that use of appropriate amplification device is very, very necessary. I think a few days back, maybe on 31st January, there was a talk by one of my friends here, and he has talked to you about assistive listening devices. And in that, with all the list of listening devices, he said hearing aid or cochlear implant. So, appropriate amplification, why? He said only, he was talking about listening devices. I said appropriate amplification device. Why appropriate? I cannot take anybody's specs and wear it. I cannot wear anybody's shoes. I go and choose and then wear it. I go and get my clothes stitched and then wear it. So similarly, the child with hearing impairment has to be taken to an audiological clinic, get the audiometric test done, get a proper hearing aid selected for him, and start using it with a hearing aid, with ear molds. So that is a appropriate hearing aid. So the first step is the hearing should be tested. Then the audiologist will select the suitable hearing aid, and he'll fit the hearing aid with ear molds. Similarly, the other thing I have said, and or cochlear implant. Now the new technology of cochlear implant coming in, all children cannot be fitted with cochlear implant. Again, a team of audiologists and ENT specialists, they will sit together and decide whether the child can be fitted with a cochlear implant or not. So my stress is that if you want your child to if you want in your child to develop listening skills, he should use appropriate amplification device, either it is an hearing aid or a cochlear implant. Then second is regular use. The parents comes to us and say that, sir, my child has been using hearing aids for 3 years, but he has not developed listening. The listening skills are not developed. He does not listen properly. Then we ask a question: how often he uses the hearing aids? The parents say, daily लगाता है जी. He uses the hearing aid daily. Then the audiologist will ask next questions: for how many hours? जब टीवी देखता है या स्कूल जाता है या थेरेपी के लिए जाता है, मतलब he uses the hearing aids either once he goes for therapy, or he has to watch a program of his interest in the TV, or goes to school. So that is not regular use of hearing aid. So he, as I said, he has to use the hearing aid for all waking hours. Only then he will develop listening skills. Why? Because while he is watching the TV with the hearing aids, he knows what is going on there in TV. Because he has been repeatedly listening that. He understands everything in the school. Because he is using the hearing aid there. Rest of the time he doesn't use it. So he is not used to of using the hearing aid all day long. So if you want to develop perfect listening skills in your child, the child has to use the hearing aid the whole day. Then binaural fitting. अभी ये monaural, binaural, pseudo binaural, there are a number of alternatives given. At times I wonder why God has given me 2 years. Can anybody reply? Can anybody say, भगवान ने हमको 2 कान इसलिए दिए हैं हम बहुत सारा सुन सकें? We can hear a lot. No. Had there been 1 year, we would have not known from which direction the sound is coming. If the sound is coming from left, we look at left. If sound is coming from right, we look at right. If sound is coming from behind, we go behind. We turn at an angle of 180 degrees. So, if we fit a binaural hearing aid, binaural means 2 hearing aids for 2 years, it will help child in identifying the source of sound. It will help the child listen better, hear better. Some parents somebody might think, सर वो एक hearing aid यहाँ लगा देते हैं, उसमें से दोनों कान में यहाँ चले गए तो binaural तो हो गया, दोनों कान में लगा हुआ है, the receiver is there in the 2 years. Fine. But the receiver is here, which is receiving sound is 1, so he will not get directional discrimination. Number 1. Number 2, once we are using that V chord or S chord, there is a loss in the sound reaching the ear. Number 3, the hearing loss in the 2 years may not be identical. There is a difference in hearing loss. So if I adjust to this, I don't hear in this. If I adjust to this, I hear a lot in this. So it is always preferable to have a binaural fitting. Then establish system of daily check of the hearing aid or the implant to make sure it's working. Parents give best of hearing aid to their children, but before in the morning every day when I put on my specs, I'll take out the handkerchief, clean it and see it like this and then wear it. Why do I do this? Because I have developed a habit of checking my specs whether I can see properly through them or not. Now, as I can do it myself, fine. But child with hearing impairment cannot do this. So the parents has to develop a habit of checking the hearing aid by switching it on, putting it in the ear whether sound is coming properly or not. So every day before making the child wear the hearing aid, the parent should check the hearing aids, and then once the child, they have given the hearing, the child is being fitted with the hearing aid, the child is wearing the hearing aid, we have got Ling's sound, 7 sound tests of Mr. Ling, and the sounds are a, e, u, s, sh, m, ha. So we don't say a, e, u, sh, s, m. It has to be very slow, and you have to be nearly 6 inches to 1 feet away from the hearing aid. A, E, U, sh, s. Like this. Some parents might think that the child does not respond on all the 7 sounds. I am not checking here for the response. I am checking for the working of the hearing aids. If the child is able to respond 3 to 4 sounds, means the hearing aid is working properly. Then understanding the ability of the child in the areas of hearing, vision, thinking and communication. Okay, we have to look in the vision and thinking, how far the child can think, and the communication. What is the urge of the child to communicate? I remember I don't know whether I should give this example or not. A child with hearing impairment was playing with her younger sister in the bathroom, and the tub was full of water. Unfortunately, the sister fell into the tub. The child went running and tried to tell the mother, and she was talking on phone. Wanted to drag, she put her away. By the time the mother finished the telephone, the child dragged her to the bathroom. The sister was dead. She was drowned. So, and otherwise also, the mother is busy talking on telephone or chatting with her friends, reading a magazine, important magazine, something. The child comes and tries to tell something, and we avoid. So what we are doing is that we are killing the instinct of communicating of the child. The child is trying to communicate, and we are baad mein, after some time, go away, let me read this, let me do this. So what I mean to say is that take out 2 minutes, listen to the child what he is trying to say. Increases urge to communicate, and you can do it by this. And once you increase the urge to communicate, naturally his listening skills will be developing more.
There are many parents who complain, हमें तो समझ में ही नहीं आता what he's saying. This is something very commonly we hear parents saying, we don't understand and the child also doesn't understand us. So what can be done regarding this?
I don't know what to say about this.
Because this is something very common we've been hearing.
No, actually,
parents always complain this. हमें समझ
but
में
I know
नहीं
the
आता.
other way around.
Okay.
Even with normal hearing children, if you ask what is your name, he'll look at the mother's face. I don't know why do they do that. So the mother or the family members, they very well understand the speech. Yesterday only I was discussing something with my friends. The speech should be intelligible to everyone. If it is not, then the speech is defective. The parents, the siblings, the caregivers, the family members can understand the speech. But once he comes and talks to me, I don't understand. It means there is some problem with the speech. So most parents, they pretend that they don't understand because they don't want to help. A mother can understand the child very well. What he wants, what he is saying, what he is trying to do. तो ऐसा कहना कि भाई हमको समझ में नहीं आता ये क्या कहता है, क्या कहना चाह रहा है, वो गलत है, मैं नहीं मानता उसको. For me it might be right because I am not with the child every time. The one who is with the child every time will understand what the child is saying. We are familiar with the gestures. A normal hearing mother, how can she understand the gestures of a normal hearing child? For things the child does not have words, make gestures, make sounds, and the mother understands. So similarly, the natural instinct of the mother is there in every mother. But it should be the same for the child with hearing impairment and the normal child. Okay. Any more questions?
That's it. I think they're trying to avoid, helping the child or trying to avoid what the child is saying. That's why they just say that we don't understand.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's what I say, na. That's what I
Yes.
said. That we have to increase the instinct, the urge to communicate in the child by loving him, by listening to him, by try to understand what he's trying to say.
But there are some
But not
mothers
avoiding.
who are so overprotective, and before the child asks anything, they provide everything to the child. Before he asks for water, before he asks for food, the mothers they do provide.
That's another very nice question you have asked. Now, again, I'll give an example. I had a parent in my clinic, and the child was nearly 11 years old. The parent said that, सर ये 11 साल का हो गया ना, अभी तक अपनी पैंट भी नहीं पहन सकता है, so we are using elastic pants for him because he cannot button or he cannot even pull his pants up. So I call the child by my side, make him stand there and start talking to the child and just pull his pant down. The mother just got up and tried to pull it up. No man, you keep sitting there. इसको ऊपर कर लीजिए बच्चे को. मैंने I told the child just to pull it up. The child pulled the pant up. So like means if we don't permit the child do things and keep on doing things for children, they will never learn it. So you have asked a very good question. Like means we should only help children doing things. We should not replace. We should not do things for them, because we want our children to be independent. We want them to do things themselves, and that will be only possible if we allow the children to do things. Okay?
So we should create situations where they do it themselves, something like that.
Oh yes. Not create situations. There are so many situations. Every day in our family there are situations. Like means, as I said, the language activities. We have, till the child is not able to take bath himself, you give him the bath. Once you know that he knows how to take bath, the child is 3.5 years old. Okay, you can go there and can give commands. Fill the mug, pour it on your head, take the soap. And if we don't do that, the child will never learn. You can hand over the shirt, pull the left arm in, pull the right arm in, button up. Okay, I'll help you how to button it up. So that way you can help the children. Now, if you keep on buttoning the shirt every day, the child will never learn to button up the shirts.
They will not find a need to do so.
Yes.
So we have to create need to communicate and need to learn things.
हिंदी में एक कहावत कहते हैं, I don't know how far it is true. बैठ के मिले खाने को तो क्यों जाए कमाने को. जब when I can get food sitting in here, why should I go out and work? So naturally, if I am doing everything for my child, why the child should learn to work that way? So in the development of listening skills, I have talked to you about that what listening is: the awareness, discrimination, identification, and comprehension. In the next slides, next few minutes, we'll be discussing how to develop each one of those: the awareness, the discrimination, identification, and comprehension. So we'll take awareness first. Now, in our house, we get ample opportunities to make the child aware of sound. The sound is there. I don't know, I should have asked MTNL that how many telephone connections are there, and then I should have asked Idea, Airtel, how many mobile phones are there, and they have got different ringing tones. As and when telephone rings, and now with the mobile phones coming in, you have a number of tones within the telephone, and you okay, so you you have got a number of rings to identify different people. So you can make the child aware. The telephone is ringing, you can make him feel the vibration is there. So by that, the child will be aware of the presence and absence of sound. When the child, doorbell, whistle of the pressure cooker, water pouring into the bucket, knocking at the door, opening and closing of the door. There are people who will close the door gently. There are people who will
Excuse
just...
me, sir. We have a question from Delhi. Let's take the question first.
Oh, sure,
and then we'll
sure.
discuss.
सर
Yes.
अभी आपने बताया सर कि सर मैं CBSM इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हियरिंग एंड स्पीच से बोल रहा हूँ सर, DSC फर्स्ट ईयर का स्टूडेंट हूँ सर,
कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं?
और हम आपका प्रोग्राम देख रहे हैं सर अभी।
ओके.
हाँ सर, अभी आपने बताया कि जैसे किसी के पेरेंट्स जो होते हैं,
जी
माता पिता, वो जो बच्चे की
जी
आवाज उसकी सर। हेलो सर, हेलो।
हाँ जी, हम सुन सकते हैं। अब
ऐसा
आप
था
पूछिए।
जैसे अभी आपने बताया माँ बाप बच्चे जो भी बोलते हैं कि माँ बाप अवॉइड करते हैं कि बच्चों को
जी।
जो भी वो बोल रहे हैं माँ बाप उन्हें बताना नहीं चाहते, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है मेरे अनुसार। आर्टिकुलेशन है जो बच्चों का ही इतना क्लियर नहीं हो पाता है कि मतलब माँ बाप उन्हें समझें, और माँ बाप जब समझेंगे ही नहीं तो अवॉइड तो करना ही पड़ेगा, और क्या कर सकते हैं।
ओके.
इसलिए अवॉइड करते हैं, इसका ये नहीं है मतलब समझ ही नहीं पाते माँ बाप, तो क्या बोले।
ओके, आपका कहना ये है कि पेरेंट्स, एक्चुअली देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम DSC HI स्टूडेंट ऑफ CBS इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ स्पीच एंड हियरिंग. द पर्सन इज सेइंग कि अभी आपने बात किया कि पेरेंट्स दे आर ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड देयर चाइल्ड, और इसलिए वो कह देते हैं कि दे आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, बट एज अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस पर्सन ही सेज इट इज नॉट लाइक दिस. They actually do not understand. He's saying they've experienced people, these people have seen parents who actually do not understand what the child is saying. And it's not because they are trying to avoid, just because they do not understand. So they have to avoid. That is what a person is trying to say, कि हमें मतलब parents को avoid करना पड़ता है क्योंकि वो एक बार दो बार में नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं. So finally they are fed up and they just avoid the child. Something like this happens, and he's saying it's not the, you know.
Okay, I don't know whether it's a compliment or it's a question, but still I like to make a comment on that. Now
I'll just interrupt.
Sure.
इस क्वेश्चन का जवाब अभी आपको देते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद. We'll take a very short break and we'll come back with the answer. Keep waiting. Thank you.